This is Simba, and this is Duchess. Today, we get to know them better as we speak to their owner, Dude Perfect Tour DJ, Mykael V. Welcome everybody to Industry Pets with Raji Rabbit. I'm Raji Rabbit, and I have a special guest today. It is the father of the adorable Duchess and Simba. Please welcome Mykael V.
Yeah, what is up? I'm good, bro. That was actually a great intro. Wow. Like, I feel like my dogs are like elegant now. Now they're like Duchess and Simba. Like, I should put them on a podium right now to be stared at.
They look like very special dogs, and we're happy to get to know them. So let me ask you this. Have you always been a pet person?
Yes, I've had dogs throughout my whole life. Yeah, for sure.
So how did you come up with the name of Duchess and Simba?
We were thinking of names, and I was like, man, what's like a really like high, like kind of like bougie name, but not like a typical name? And I'm like, we were thinking about all these different things, and I was like, bro, Queen Duchess, like a queen, a duchess. And then they were like, yeah. And then my sister was like, Duchess, like would you roll up and smoke? And I'm like, no, I mean like queen, elegant. And it was like a little funny joke. And then they were like, yeah, if we get a boy, we'll call him Duke and Duchess. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Because when I think of Duke, I think of a Marmaduke. Like, I don't think of like my kind of dog. But that was before we actually got him. But came up with her name. And the crazy thing is I actually bought Simba from a breeder while I was on tour. Like, I was on the tour bus, and I called my mom, because my mom, my parents wanted a boy dog for the girl dog. So I was like, I want a dog. So I was like, yo, if you find anything, send me it, and we'll see what happens. And my mom hit up this breeder or whatever and gave me a price, and my mom was like, oh, look, we found this one. But she was like just sending it to be like, oh, I'm looking around, like this is what I found. And I just did a lot of research, and I was like, oh, this person's like legit, everything's legit, shots taken care of, nothing wrong with them. I hit the breeder up, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna pay you now, and I'm gonna call my mom, and she's gonna go pick it up. And my mom didn't know, so I'm on the tour bus, and I'm like, all right, cool. I hung up with the breeder, called my mom, and I'm like, yo, ma, can you meet the breeder at this gas station? It's like 45 minutes away from me. And she was like, wait, what? Like, she was like in panic mode, like the SpongeBob meme where he's like this. Like, she was freaking out. She was like, wait, you actually bought the dog? And I'm like, yeah. She was, oh my God. She's like freaked out, and we got him. And I was like, I'm trying to think of a name, a very like masculine name that everybody kind of likes, that is not. And I was like, I was like Tarzan, and they were like, no. Like, I was naming so many different things, like so many different like Disney stuff. I was like Hercules. They were like, no. And I was like, how about Simba? And they were like, oh, Simba's lit. And I was like, all right, cool, Simba it is. And we just
You said you got Simba from a breeder. What about Duchess? How did she come to you?
So we adopted Duchess. There was a breeder who divorced because him and his wife got divorced. Like, they divorced and they split everything. So she took one of the dogs, and then he was like, I don't want to breed no more. I'm done. I'm good, and gave it to ASPCA, and that was the last of her. Like, she was like, and the crazy thing is they are both AKC and CKC certified. Like, they're legit. Like, they're like legit. And they had the puppy there. My mom was like, I want her. Paid for her, took her, and we've had her ever since.
Talk about the breed here. So you have Sharpei dogs. What is your love for Sharpei dogs? What have you always had that kind of dog in life?
So when I grew up, all I had was like pit bulls. I had a lot of pit bulls. And then when I got to high school, my uncle gifted my sister a pit bull Sharpei mix, but it was more Sharpei than pit bull. So it had all the wrinkles. It looked more Sharpei, to be honest, than anything. And we just fell in love with that dog. And then when we moved from when I moved back to New York, my parents left Jersey. And when they left Jersey, they were like, we can't bring the dog with us because the apartment we're moving to in Atlanta doesn't allow dogs. So they gave him to my mom's friend. Haven't seen him since. Hope he's doing well. Love him and miss him. But then we got here, we didn't have no pets for a minute until we got to our house, and then I just love the breed because they're just so chill, bro. They're one of the most chillest dogs I'm around. Uh, they listen really well. They don't bark much. They're not like high energy, high temper. Like they're very mild mannered, very chill. They protect the home when they need to, but like I said, they're very chill. Sometimes they're like a little too chill. I'm like, yo, are you sad? And then the fact that their face droops doesn't help if you ask them if they're sad. But but yeah, they're extremely chill. I asked why I love them because they don't cause too much commotion. They're very very chill.
Describe the differences in personality. So what's Duchess's personality and what's Simba's personality?
Oh, that is great. I'm actually really happy you asked that because they have very distinct personalities. And Duchess, when she was younger, was very like how Simba is now, but she was also um like I do what I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she'll listen to you to an extent. Like after that, it's like I do what I want. And she kind of lives up to her name a little bit, She's Queen Duchess. So she'll like if you call her, like sometimes she'll come, sometimes she'll just look at you and just walk the other way. But she for the most part listens, you know? But she's very much like, I'm good, leave me alone, you don't bother me, I don't bother you. But then Simba, very high energy, but Simba's like, what's going on? Like Simba is extremely curious, and I would even dare to say nosy. Very nosy. He's like anything happens or a noise, he has to go investigate. He has to be in the commotion. And he's very loving, very lovey-dovey. Like he'll always lean on me, sit around me, be around me. He always like, cause that's my dog. Like the Duchess is my parents' dog, but that the Simba's my dog. Like, that's my pet. Um, but they're inseparable because they're just brother and sister and they love each other. But they're very distinct. Duchess, when company comes over, she's wagging her tail. It's like they switch personalities. When company comes over and there's strangers in the house, she like wags her tail and she puts on a show. She's like wanting to be around everybody, wanting to get pet, smiling, happy. But then Simba's the opposite. Simba actually has social anxiety. So when he gets around people that he doesn't know or is not familiar with, he'll like be behind the couch like this, like like peeking out, like hiding from people. And then if you try to pet him and he doesn't know you, like he'll like scurry away, like he'll try to dodge you petting him. So if you're like here, he'll be like nah, chill, don't touch me, like you know what I'm saying, like that. But when people leave and it's just us, then they switch back again. But like I said, Simba's very loving, very 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 curious. He listens. Great dog. Duchess, she's the HBIC and she does what she wants and she also listens and she's great.
That's awesome. Do they get along with other dogs?
Yeah, they do. So Duchess is more cautious and Simba's cautious at first, but then he gets really playful with them. Duchess is more like, I got my eye on you. Like, we're good right now, but don't try anything slick.
They're good at the dog park. Do you take them to the dog park?
Not often, but when I do, yeah, they're pretty chill. Duchess like she'll get used to people a little. Takes her a little longer when it comes to dogs, but Simba's gung ho. He's super with it, and our neighbors have dogs as well, so they're just always at the fence, playing with each other, running back and forth, chasing each other, and it's great.
So, what kind of dog food do you use?
Yeah. So I use a actually Sharpei specific dog food. I get it from PetSmart, obviously. But yeah, I use I forget what the food is called actually, but it's like specifically for their breed, helps their skin because Sharpeis are prone to like skin diseases and stuff like that because of their droops and stuff. So you kind of got to have them always clean and dry, and just always have them um, just really not like neat freaks, but you just got to make sure that they're good. So then you don't want to have no sweat and dirt trapped in their rolls because then they'll get an infection or whatever. So
No sweat and
yeah.
dirt in the rolls. That's good advice for dogs and humans. So life on the road is wild, I'm sure. Do you ever board the dogs or do you have family take care of them?
My parents take care of them for sure. Yeah, my like whenever I'm on the road, they'll take care of them. I don't board them. I just don't. I don't trust people. Like people are cool, but you just I don't know. The human race is a weird race. So sometimes people will maybe hit the dogs or not feed them, or I've never had a traumatizing experience, but I just know the human condition, and I'm just like, I feel like if somebody has a bad day and I'm not there, like I don't know what happens. Like I don't, there's no cameras around, so I think for me it's easier to just drop them off at my parents' house and leave them at that.
Are they codependent?
All bad news. All bad news. Not codependent, but they'll start missing each other. I think that Simba is more codependent than Duchess. Duchess, she'll be cool for like a day or two, but then she'll be like, "Yo, where's Simba? Like, what's going on here?" But Simba, if we take Duchess to the vet without Simba, he freaks out. He's like anxiety, like pacing back and forth, like where's Duchess? Where's Duchess? And it's so cute because like if they're outside, because I walk them without a leash because they for the most part they listen. So if we're heading inside and the door's open, and I'm like, all right guys, go inside. They'll go inside. But then if I'm like, all right, yo, go inside, and Duchess stays, and then Simba goes, Simba will go to the door, stop at the door, like look back and be like, oh, she didn't come. Go back and like nudge her or like jump on her and be like, yo, come on. He said go inside. And then I'll be like, all right, go inside. And then she'll go again. Like then she'll go after he kind of nudge her a little bit.
How old are
He's
they?
like the good boy. Duchess is almost 5 and Simba's 3.
For anybody out there that wants to own Sharpeis, what kind of advice do you give?
Make sure you get the eye surgery. Like the eye surgery is like a must. Like so the thing is like the droops, like their rolls go over their eyes and they can like maybe see like 30%. So you have to cut their eyelids a little, like I think like 10 to 15% to give them more range of sight because their rolls get in their face.
I had no
Yeah,
idea
it's
about
crazy. And then
that.
also,
Is that so? That's kind of like how people
yep.
dock tails or clip ears, kind of. And
Nah, I think docking tails and clipping ears is more of like a stylistic thing. I think Sharpei's is more of like a necessity. Like they can't see.
quality
Like
of
it's not
life.
like yeah, it's definitely quality of life, 100%. Like because then they can't see. Like it's so it's kind of like it's weird, but it's kind of like circumcision because you have to get it done like kind of when they're born. Like not when they're born, like obviously out the womb, but within the I think I think 6 to 8 weeks after they're born. So then you kind of just get it done early. So then when they grow up, they can just see everything and they're fine. Instead of waiting till they're older and then doing it, and then it's like you could have just did that earlier. Yeah.
That's something that I had no idea about. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like high maintenance in that sense. They just have like they're high maintenance in the sense of they kind of have a lot of chronological issues. Thank God ours haven't. Duchess kind of has a skin disease, but it's not painful, nor does it affect her quality of life. It's just like the older they get, the kind of like it's weird. I can't describe it, but it's pretty normal for Sharpei. But she's not like ugly to look at. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
beautiful dogs. You have beautiful dogs.
No, but there's some that I'm like, dang, bro, are they hurting? Are they okay? Like when you look at them and you're like, oh, are you good? Like she's good. Like she's having a ball. She's beautiful, and yeah, we love her. It's just yeah, you gotta do the eyelids, man. It's definitely not like a stylistic thing for sure, but it's a necessity for them. And I would also say, man, just chill with them, have fun. Like they're super chill dogs. Like, they're not high energy like Fatch kind of vibes. Like maybe they would be depending on their personalities. But yeah, they're amazing guard dogs. They have a very rich history. They're actually Chinese guard dogs back in I think I would say between 1600s and 1800s. They were guard dogs for the Emperor of China, like that breed. And they're known as the Chinese fighting dog. Like they're very like vicious. They're like Chinese pit bulls basically.
Wow, that's cool. I did not know that about them being Chinese guard dogs and their history as well. That's really cool. Well, thanks for taking the time out and sharing all of the information about Duchess and Simba with us today. We appreciate it. What do you got going on? Tell everybody what they should check out from you.
Man, just dropped a new project called Bodega, available on all streaming platforms, and going back on tour with Dude Perfect this summer. And just traveling the world, man. If I'm in your city, hit me up and let me know, and I'd love to see you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.